Going on out there, everybody? I don't know if you can see it. It's really hazy today. I don't know if it's like fog or I don't think there's another forest fire, but you know, just it has that feel. It's really smoky and hazy looking, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Vlogtober, just smashing out another video here. I was kind of thinking, I mean, I'm heading into work here, but I was just kind of thinking, like, my approach to trying to help people is probably a lot different than other people's approach, where it's not so in your face and stuff. Because, you know, like one thing, as an example that I get here, I see this all the fucking time. Customers will call in and I'll see a charge for, like, Garcinia Cambrosia Plus, or like, you know, all those stupid fucking diet pills, mango extracts, and fucking yada yada yada. The list goes on and on and on. And so they get suckered in. I mean, they do the free trial for $4.95, and then like 12 days later they get hit for like $160, and then they don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, it's probably in the fine print and all that. Like, they probably just missed it, but you know, it's not like 100% honest. It's like a shady operation, basically. And they're preying on people who just desperately want some fucking help, you know? And I talk to them, and I'm like, you know, I'm listening to what they're saying, and they're like, you know, I've just tried everything. I really just need something that works. And I'm like, I don't use the vegan word a lot of the time. I mean, yeah, like, I'm vegan 100%. I don't wear animal products. I don't eat animal products. I don't do any of that shit. But when talking to the average person, the V word, like, has this negative you know, it's just, people fucked it up, basically, to where now it's like it's a negative thing. Not always, but you know what I mean. Like, the average person thinks of, like, some vegan, like, asshole who's, you know, just an asshole, basically. So, but anyway, so I use more, like, plant-based, or I'll say McDougal style, or, you know, and I'm just like, hey, you know, you think you've tried everything. Let me tell you about something. Have you tried this? Have you watched Forks Over Knives? That might give you some good ideas of what you can do. You know, there's different ways of doing it. One guy in particular I was talking to the other day, I think he wrote down the movie, the documentary Forks Over Knives. I was telling him to watch it. You know, he's tried everything else. He's still overweight. He's still really sick. He's still on a lot of medications. And I'm just telling him, hey, this worked for me. Like, I used to be fat and sick and on a lot of medications too. So did the guy in the documentary. And by the end of the documentary, all his pills are in the fucking garbage, right? So, I don't know. It works. But people don't consider that an option. I mean, this guy's going on and on about how, you know, his doctor's telling him to keep the carbs low, you know, eat lean turkey and like all this bullshit, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then, you know, another person I was talking to, I'm like, oh, you know, asking them how their day was, and they're like, oh, it's kind of hard. I'm doing this vegan diet thing, so I'm cooking. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know, pretty coincidental that you call in and randomly you get like the only vegan in Idaho, basically. But, you know, well, maybe not the only vegan, but it feels like it sometimes. And then I'm just like, oh, hey, yeah, you know, I've been doing it for over 3.5 years, coming up on 4 years here pretty soon. And, you know, just, it gets easier. You know, you just get used to, you get into your routine of cooking and all that stuff. And it's just, gets a lot easier. So, I had a little chat with her for, you know, 10 minutes or so about how it was going. So basically she had, arthritis and, wait, what was it? I want to say it was rheumatoid arthritis, but can't remember for sure. And she's like, yeah, as long as I'm eating this plant-based diet, like, my symptoms are just gone. I can feel the ends of my fingers again. There's no numbness and stuff like that. And, or maybe it was fibromyalgia that she had, sorry. And yeah, I'm just like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I've heard, you know, Dr. McDougal's had really good success with that particular, you know, disease and this diet and stuff like that. So, definitely. And then she's like, yeah, if I go to a party and eat like a piece of cake that may have some dairy in it or something like that, like the symptoms come back like straight away, and the pain starts going on, the swelling, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's just the power of the diet, basically. You know what I mean? It's helping people, but people, it's not promoted. Doctors don't promote it. They'd rather fucking stuff you full of pills and keep you sick, but just keep the symptoms at bay. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not against doctors necessarily. I think they serve a purpose if you break your leg or something like that. But, you know, 99% of diseases anyway are treatable, you know, with just diet and lifestyle changes. So, especially the major ones that we're suffering with this in this country anyway. So, anyway, I'm going on and on and on. I better shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go into work. But hope everybody's having a good Monday so far. All right, guys. Till next time. Take care.